It was back in 1999 when Mount Helix went from public lands to privately operated. That became the Mount Helix Park. Well, since then, about a dozen years ago, the group got together and thought it was time to start changing all of this back to its native habitat. And since then, they've had a great success.
The park's been around 100 years now.
Established in 1925, Mount Helix has seen a lot of changes over the years.
This north side over here is always very cool, and it tends to stay green throughout the whole year.
Krista Powers is the director of the Mount Helix Foundation, and she took me on a tour.
When I asked why native plants were so important, this is a bush that was pointed to because this is the Hermes copper butterfly will only lay eggs on this bush and the things on the extinction list. We're heading into a new microclimate on the mountain. We have 4 of them. But
we made our way out on the Yaqui Trail, and this is where the foundation has had its most success reestablishing native plants.
This is pretty much from here forward almost all native plants, yes. And so we've got everything from ceanothuses that are growing up. We have, again, the spiny redberry plant. We have our lemonade berry that's starting out. That's a new one. And even though the plants look dead, they are just dormant, providing the next cycle for the habitat and wildlife support. So the birds will eat the seeds because as that life cycle happens of that native plant, and when it starts to go dormant and starts to go to seed, then it's seed time for the birds. So it's very much like in a cycle with nature from beginning to end.
The Mount Helix Park consists of over 10 acres, and a lot of hard work has gone into restoring the native habitat.
We are definitely at about 98% native plants. We do have a few eucalyptus that we're slowly working on as the time comes to remove, but we've got all kinds of just stuff that's thriving, like sugar bush and lemonade berry and the sumac.
Powers has her favorite plant.
This is a Tecate cypress, if you can see it, and I'm proud of it because I planted it 2 years ago.
Oh.
So it's my baby. But it'll grow up into a big tree and provide shade and life.
The Mount Helix Park Foundation knows its work is making a difference. Here's another cool thing about the Mount Helix Park. In here, they have their own microclimates, just like San Diego has its own microclimates. If you'd like to learn more about the Mount Helix Park, I'll put a link on this web story. Sean Stiles, CBS 8.